city's marshal.
I didn't hear.
In which case I don't need to speak.
Silence is the home.
Pray silence for the Right Worshipful the Mayor, Councillor Julie Woodward.
Thank you. The fair was founded by charter of King Henry I to Richard de Capella, Bishop of Hereford, granting the bishop the right to hold a 3-day fair every May. The fair was later extended to 9 days. In ancient times, the fair was proclaimed annually by the bishop's bailiff, accompanied by a posse of horsemen, and on the last day of the fair, the mayor demanded of the bailiff the cessation of the fair and the remission for the disposal at the mayor's court of all unsettled complaints. At least as early as the 12th century, the bishop allotted to the canons a 10th part of the profits of the fair. There is ample evidence that through the centuries the conflicting rights and prerogatives of the episcopal and civic authorities were a source of dissension. Can't believe that. But episcopal control continued until 1838, when an Act of Parliament was passed restricting the fair to 2 days and transferring all the bishop's rights in the fair to Hereford Corporation, but reserving as compensation to the bishop 12.5 bushels of best wheat or its equivalent money value. The corn rent was paid each year until recently, but even though the annual liability has now been redeemed by a payment in money, we councillors and citizens of this ancient city wish to prefer the traditional payment of 12.5 bushels of best wheat, both as a remembrance of ancient custom and as an earnest wish of our heartfelt desire that peaceful relations should always exist between the local authority and the Lord Bishop and Dean and Chapter of the Cathedral Church of the Blessed Virgin and Saint Ethelbert King and Martyr.
The Lord Bishop of Hereford, the Right Reverend Anthony Priddis.
Madam Mayor, before you declare and proclaim this fair, let me tell you, as was done by Bishop Bennet in 1608, that I know your charter and every branch of it. Our records say that you must pay me for the rights of this fair 12.5 bushel measures of the best wheat.
My dear Bishop, we acknowledge the debt. Our ancient quarrels are forgotten, and I will ask the Herefordshire Council's Cabinet Member for Markets, Fairs and Street Trading to hand you the measure of best wheat.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Before accepting payment, I require you to prove to me that proper quantity and good measure is being offered. What do you think?
Good quality, Bishop. Very good quality.
Smells good?
I assure you.
Dry?
Yes, dry. No nasty bugs in there.
Good to hear that. Right, I'm reassured. Madam Mayor, I'm satisfied that this is a proper measure and that it is of the best wheat. I'm prepared to accept your word that each of the other sacks contains the correct amount. Perhaps.
My dear Bishop, our debts are paid. The lawful dues of the fair have been handed over. I now ask you to publicly acknowledge receipt thereof.
Thank you, and I'm delighted to do so, and I'm delighted that we're all gathered here once again for our annual rituals, but above all for the annual opening of the May Fair.